One of the things that we talked about on the show recently are the 70 different election officials in swing states that are hardcore MAGA who are effectively promising up front, even if Kamala wins these states, we're going to try to not certify her. I mean, this is a red flag right here. This is something everybody should fear. Trump tried to steal the 2020 election. He's not in office now, so he can't do as much hands-on when it comes to trying to steal the next one if he loses. But we already know you have these 70 election officials. In fact, we have former Republican governors have put together a group to come out and say, certify the election, no matter who wins, please, because they know there are these election officials who are willing to throw a wrench in the whole fucking thing. They know that. So that's a huge problem. Well, this is another problem that's very similar here that just came up as well. Look at this. Ohio sheriff asks residents to track homes with Harris lawn signs and calls immigrants locusts. Creepy fascist language in a post from a Republican sheriff. So this is from Midas Touch. Republican Portage County, Ohio Sheriff Bruce Zachowski. I denounce and reject him on behalf of all skis, SKIs. Bruce Zachowski posted an alarming message on Facebook over the weekend calling on constituents to identify the homes of Kamala Harris supporters by lawn signs so they can be made to house immigrants whom he called locusts. Quote, when people ask me what's going to happen if the flip-flopping laughing hyena wins, Zachowski wrote, I say, write down all the addresses of the people who had her signs in their yards. So when the illegal human locusts, which she supports, need places to live, we'll already have the addresses of their new families who supported their arrival. The post, which also features images of Fox News hosts' reports on immigration, was met with widespread backlash and alarm in the community. Zachowski shut off comments on the post, but it is still up as of this writing. According to the local newspaper, the Portager, I don't know how to pronounce that, guys. I'm sorry. At least 2 comments were left by residents saying they would be tracking down the homes of Harris supporters. Jesus Christ. One replied with the name and street of a person they said was a Harris supporter and said, I'll add that name to the list. Another said, making a list and checking it twice. So this is the full post from the guy. You can see the screenshots here from Fox News. Kamala's open borders are destroying small towns. By the way, total lie that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have open borders. They've literally deported more, both as a raw number and a percentage, than Trump did. Obama before them was called the deporter-in-chief. Biden signed a crackdown executive order to shut off a lot of paths to asylum. They tried to do a bipartisan bill to send like 1,500 more border agents down there, and Trump and the Republicans killed it. Open borders is just a lie. It's just a lie. And unfortunately, in this country, the narrative humpers often win. And the current narrative is Democrats are for open borders, and a bunch of fucking morons go along with it, and a bunch of people regurgitate it and believe it. So this guy's one of those that believe it. He's getting propagandized on Fox News on a daily basis. So here's his full post. Sheriff Bruce Zachowski. When people ask me what's going to happen if the flip-flopping laughing hyena wins, I say write down all the addresses of the people who had her signs in their yards. So when the illegal human locusts, which she supports, need places to live, we'll already have the addresses of their new families who support their arrival. In response to the post, Portage County Commissioner Tony Badalamenti announced his resignation. Quote, this is not the leadership I want to be a part of, Badalamenti said in a video post. Zachowski posted that we should all copy down the addresses of the people that display political signs which are different from our beliefs. It scares people. It's called bullying. It's the highest law enforcement official in Portage County. The Portager reported that several residents contacted the paper saying they were frightened by the post and the response, quote, I have a sign in my yard. Our sheriff is asking MAGA to write down our addresses. This is not normal and it's scary, one person said. Zachowski is running for re-election in November. Keeping a list of your political opponents so you can harass them, right? Lord only knows, there's a lot of really unhinged Trump people out there, right? And they might blame all Kamala supporters or all Democrats for, I don't know, the Republican attempt to kill Trump. Remember the Republican voter who got his ear? They might blame Democrats for that. They might blame Democrats for the psychopath who tried the second time. You're putting a target on these people's backs. You're putting a target on their backs. How do we know that people won't go slash their tires or break their windows or worse than that or egg the house or harass them, right? You are the highest law enforcement official, and you are threatening these people. You're threatening these people. God, I can't get over how much the so-called law and order people actually despise law and order. Part of law and order is freedom to believe what you want to believe and say what you want to say without fear of retribution, right? And we have a list of all the people who disagree with us in the county, and being socially ostracized is like the least of their worries. There are many worse things that could happen as well, right? So, God damn it, man. And how many are like this across the country, right? This guy actually came out and said it. How many top law enforcement officials, sheriffs in rural counties are sort of thinking the same way, acting the same way? And these are the people who, by the way, want to do a mass deportation. Remember that too. They want to do a mass deportation, aka ethnic cleansing, as we learned recently, because we have legal Haitian migrants that they also are against, and they want to kick them out too. Oh, wow, would you look at that? It's not just hatred against illegal immigrants. Also, many legal are included in there. Gee, I wonder why. What's the thing that's the connecting tissue between all these people they don't like and don't want in the country? Huh, that's a tough one. But anyway, I would say there should be some pressure on this guy, right? I do think that the federal government should step in and be like, you can't do that. It's actually like you represent the government in this area. You are a law enforcement official. And you are effectively threatening them over their free speech, over supporting who they want to support for president. You can't do that, right? You can't do that. So will anybody step in? I doubt it. In the same way that those 70 MAGA election denier officials who might not want to certify the next election, my guess is they can't be replaced. They won't be replaced. We just have to live with the psychotic freaks who are ruining everything, right? Oh, boy. Terrifying times, especially when their cult leader is more insane than he's ever been, and he's repeating Nazi propaganda. Terrifying time. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.